Dah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before we start, I will introduce myself. My name is ASMAA WAHIDA binti AHMAD RUSLI, matric number 1181676. Today, we want to present about our group project on syllabus in chapter 3, topic network protocol. The issue that we come out to discuss in this presentation is the risks and disadvantages of using the network protocol system specific in file transfer protocol. Let's move to the first point, introduction of the issue. This issue is related with network protocol system in the section of application layer, which is file transfer protocol (FTP). Network protocol is a collection of rules that specify how data is shared and transmitted on the same network between various devices. Meaning to say, this enables connected devices to interact or communication with each other, regardless of any variation, including the processes, structures, and design. Meanwhile, FTP is the standard for the application layer used to transfer data file between a client, that means a computer, to a server, means that another computer on a computer network. FTP follow the interaction client and server model in which of a computer user request and another computer provide the services on that particular period. In the same time, the rules of transferring data file based on the TCP or IP. TCP or IP stand for Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. This also work among heterogeneous system and enable connectivity with a remote server without recognizing the operating system in place. Heterogeneous system refers to the system that use more than one processor to ensure the efficiency to handle the task. Sometimes it can cause difficulty against to the user. The risk of the using FTP in transferring data. Firstly, highly possibility of user receive an incomplete data. Secondly, did not have any administrator to manage the data management. And the worst risk are the number of fraudulence will be increased because FTP is lack of security. Next, we move to the second point, which are why we choose the issue. Okay. The reason the reason why we choose this issue because it is related with our syllabus in chapter 3, which is network protocol. We decided to discuss the issue about the risks and disadvantages of using the file transfer protocol FTP mainly in data transmission process. As we realize, nowadays many programs or works doing or virtual form such as work from home or online distance learning. So we as a user must to know when the data will share that safe or not. And apart from that, we would like to acknowledge others and ourselves about the alternative of FTP according to the relevant use in this era. The third point are objectives. Firstly, this firstly remind the definition of FTP in network protocol system. This report shows the concept of characteristics and the function of this application layer operates in transmitting data files between devices. Secondly, to discuss the issue of risks and disadvantages of FTP that causing difficulty among the users. Thirdly, to observe the previous studies mainly related to this issue and give insight against the findings that observed before. And the last objective we want to analyze the effectiveness alternative to transferring data file that close that shows the many risks associated with FTP. So we move to the next point.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Nur ADILAH binti AHMAD BADRI. Method number 1181659. Okay, so we will continue to talk about some finding in the issue. Firstly, not all providers of FTP are equivalent and not all providers provide encryption as an FTP supported technology. So you will have to look for providers that provide encryption in order to get the level of protection needed for any form of data. Secondly, as it essentially serves two operations, namely sending and receiving large files on a network, FTP is highly hyped to be the best option for business. However, the service does have a size limit of 2 GB of files that you can upload. Through the protocol, you will not be able to run simultaneous transfer to multiple servers. Thirdly, if a hacker tries a brute force attack by trying a possible set of password combination repeatedly, he can easily gain access to your FTP if your password is weak. So, it is quite possible for attackers to carry out a brute force attack by trying to guess your FTP password. FTP does not support an important operation like scheduling transfer across multiple FTP servers. You are unable to run simultaneous transfer using FTP. FTP use is on security vendor which lack complete security, and it could lead your business to pay the non-compliance penalties. If your company follows compliance like HIPAA, ITAR, then you will have to find an FTP provider which can support your compliance. So, continue to observation inside about the findings. Generally, the standard FTP servers do not provide automation, manual processes requiring and also wasting valuable time. Besides that, FTP systems are at risk because they are not properly managed and most of FTP systems cannot encrypt the data. When we want to transfer the data, FTP does not provide any status information about file sent or received, and also does not provide notification upon the receipt or transmission of the data. So it is quite difficult for users to use FTP. But actually, the FTP can be used again because it is also have a own advantage.
My name is Nur ATIRAH binti Muhammad RAMLEE. Next we talk about segregation. To keep information secure, we need the best file transfer option. It is important to explore alternative to FTP as data protection continues to become a major concern. Here we have explored the best alternative to FTP, which is SFTP. SFTP is a secure file transfer protocol. It runs over the SSH protocol. It supports the full security and authentication functionality of SSH. One of the biggest vulnerabilities of FTP is that all data, including potentially sensitive information, including your username and password, is shared over plain text. Using SFTP closes this security gap by adding a layer of security SSH encryption. SSH encryption allows two computers to establish a secure channel before a transfer occurs. Client computers encrypt their channel only after validating the server's SSH host key. Once the connection is established, all data is securely transferred via the encrypted channel. The greatest advantage of using SFTP is data protection. The, encrypt, the encrypted transfer ensure that not only are your transfer file encrypted, but your username and password are encrypted in transit too. The last point is conclusion. In conclusion, a file transfer protocol is a very useful software application that can have enormous benefit to a website or to collaborative computing in which files need to be shared between business partners. FTP is designed to pick up information and store it into a safe place. Although insecure, it is universally accessible because FTP clients are a part of all operating systems and web browsers. However, this file transfer protocol has a risk, which is FTP doesn't support an important operation like scheduling transfer across multiple FTP servers. Therefore, to keep information secure, we need the best file transfer option, which is called the Secure File Transfer Protocol, SFTP. SFTP is one of the best protocols provide data protection of data transmission. It is productive and is used very widely. If you want to send file to a user or to another server, then SFTP is the solution for you. That's all from us. Thank you.